Thank you for watching our video. This show is sponsored by DreamStream. DreamStream is a unique platform where creators can monetize their video content. All creators rely on support from people like you. Join us on the DreamStream platform to support your favorite creator and view the episode without any adverts. Follow the link in the description for a how-to guide. DreamStream, a place where you can create yourself.
Hello and welcome to the Good Vibes Only show. I am Kgoroeadira. Thank you very much for tuning into yet another episode of the show. So today I am joined by celebrity stylist and designer Lindani Ndwandwa, the amazing Lindani Ndwandwa. Thank you so much for coming.
It's a pleasure. You know, you're the only one who calls me by my surname. People
Is it?
call me Lindani Styling.
Lindani Styling. I know.
How do you know my surname? I got to put ID.
It's your profile.
Put ID.
I have got your profile from
the next thing when I say
yesterday.
my English, do you know my English name?
No.
Good. You're now. I'm a file.
Yeah. How are you doing though?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Now, you know what? I love what you have been doing over the years. You have accomplished so many things. But before we get into that, for someone that's watching right now, tell us a bit about who Lindani is, Lindani Styling is, and also your background as well.
I'm a designer. I'm a stylist, and I always say to people, I'm a fashion business, you know, because there's things I do that don't fall under styling or designing where I can go to a client and say, can I redo your wardrobe? That becomes wardrobe planning, for example. So anything under the fashion umbrella, I do.
Yeah.
I did fashion at DUT. My first job was at Generations, when it was still Generations, not the Legacy.
Yeah.
When there was still Karabo and Queen Moroka and
Achimoro.
like, yes, you know, I was a junior wardrobe stylist. And I'm like, actually, I'm over the TV thing. Then I went to magazines. I did every magazine you can think of, from True Love, Drum, Bona, every magazine I styled. Then I'm like, okay, now it's time to do my own thing. So then I moved, which is funny that I said it earlier, from being Lindani Ndwandwa to being Lindani Styling, because that gave birth to my clothing label, which I've had for 10 years.
And where are you from?
I'm from KZN, Pietermaritzburg. I'm the firstborn of 6 kids. Actually, I'm lying. I'm firstborn of 12.
Yeah.
My dad has 6, my mom has 6, but I'm saying 6 because I haven't met the other 6. Angbazi.
Yeah.
Hey, I've never seen
you
them.
can
I've
walk
never seen them. Yeah. Unless they look like me, I'm like, hey, why is fun? Why is fun?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right. Now I met you when we were still at Urban Brew, right?
Yes.
You were styling quite a number of shows there as well. Would you say that platform helped you find your way or find yourself in the industry?
Definitely, but Urban Brew, I think I did mostly gospel shows.
Yes.
So I think that was more linked to, of course, we'll discuss it later, fashion meets gospel, because I think there I was doing one gospel a lot. I was dressing gospel stars, I was dressing gospel faces. But it did launch me into TV.
Yeah.
I just feel like Urban Brew was like saying, hey, you can do TV, you know, because I moved from magazines to TV. So it was my launch pad for TV stuff, but mostly gospel things.
And now you studied fashion, right? How receptive was your family to you studying fashion? Because you know how family is. They're not so supportive. How do you want to study music? I want to study anything artsy. They look at you like it's really not a profession. Yeah. So how receptive was your family when you told them that you want to study fashion?
So firstly, I'm a granny's baby. My granny was like, no, I'm wasting my, what did she say? I'm wasting my brains. I'm wasting my brains. I'm doing something for mamas. Because, you know, for her, she thought I want to be a seamstress and be sitting there and sewing on my apron. She didn't see the bigger picture, you know. She's like, you're so smart. Be a doctor, you know. I think every black family wants a doctor. I know we don't speak about this, you know. Every black family wants a lawyer or a doctor. And then the extreme ones want you to be the president. I mean, hello.
Yes.
You know, she's like, go be a doctor. You're so smart. And I was doing well in biology. I did well in school, you know. And nothing I was doing in high school was fashion related. She's like, I don't get the logic. And I was like, I really feel this is my passion. I feel like this is my purpose. I want to be a designer. You know, I think when I work at Generation, she's like, maybe there's something there. But they were still, I mean, even my mom was like, sure, but do your thing, you know. But also, I had financial aid paying for my fees. I didn't ask a cent from them. So they couldn't really fight, but they were like, I wish you could do something else. Or pursue fashion as a side thing or as a hobby.
Yeah.
you know. So they're not really for it. But now, we're having a different conversation
Of
now. Now they're like, oh my
course.
God, you're so big and famous. I'm like,
Yeah.
you see, I told you.
But where did this passion come from? Where did this love for design, creativity, your clothing, where did it come from?
You know what's so funny? I'm actually born with it. And it's funny that you have this chat because I was home for the Easters and my granny told me that her mom, which is my great grandmother, was a designer, was a seamstress. So why was she shocked when I told her not to do fashion?
Hey.
Exactly. See, like,
Oh, it's running in the family.
exactly. And also my granny sews. My whole family is creative in terms of, they do crocheting stuff, they do knitting. So it's there. But I think it comes from my great grandmother and my grandmother. And I just think I was just born with it. It's just, when you just know that it's this or nothing.
Yes.
I was never confused. It was
Yes.
never fashion or this. It was
Yeah.
fashion or fashion or fashion.
Yeah. So now, but also, what is that thing that they teach you in fashion school? Are they intricate things that they teach you about design? Because Rona, when we think design, we just think, okay, this is what we see. It's on the surface. That's it. Are there intricate elements that they tell you or that you need to know about certain things, certain clothing, and so on?
Yes, so fashion is a 3-year course. Any fashion technical and fashion university, fashion institute has to offer a minimum of 3 years.
Okay.
Because there's so much you learn. First year, they teach you the basics on how to make a pattern. So even the two-piece you're wearing, like, there's at least 5 people involved in your outfit. So there's somebody who drew the sketch.
Yes.
There's somebody who bought the fabric.
Yeah.
There's somebody who actually made the pattern.
Yeah.
There's somebody who actually had to sew the actual garments, and then somebody had to sell it.
Good production.
Good production, yes. You just see an outfit. So you walk into stores, you just see an outfit. You're thinking, man, I'm a designer.
I'm thinking, I can even do it.
No, you cannot. And I mean, there's so many details. I mean, even this outfit, there's a cuff, there's a button, there's buttonholes, there's so much work. And I was shocked because I thought, I'll just ace through this. I was failing first year.
Really?
Drawing, Wena. The drawing part, the subject called garment technology, where it's the actual sewing part. I was getting 40s and 50s. I was struggling. Then there's pattern making. I was struggling. My first year was difficult. But I'm glad I went through that because I have respect. And now I can charge people because I'm like, I went through a lot. Please, when I give you a price, if I say it just is 10,000, please know it's worth 10,000. A lot of thinking goes into it.
So you birthed Fashion Meets Gospel.
Yes.
What exactly is that? For those that are watching that don't know what Fashion Meets Gospel is, explain what it is and also how you conceptualized it and what your objective was for starting it.
Firstly, Fashion Meets Gospel is a movement. It's a spiritual movement where I think it's actually controversial because people didn't think that gospel music or gospel in general can mix with fashion. So it's a movement because we are saying, hey, the two can be in one room. You can enjoy fashion and enjoy gospel music. I think people think, yes, you can enjoy music and fashion. It's normal. If you go to a fashion show, there'll be performances. If you go to a fashion show, there'll be a DJ playing something. But to go to a fashion show and there's gospel performances, it's like, how?
That's new.
Will there be like a singer singing and falling on the floor and then there'll be models? What happens? I think people are like, what's going on?
Will there be a pastor coming out?
Exactly. Or are the models going to come out speaking in tongues? Raka shaka as they are modeling their kerebe shaking, but it's not that hectic, but it is that deep where, the fashion is, it's us saying to God, you gave us this gift to be creative. And we are worshiping you through gospel by combining the two. But also, why can't we as church people, as gospel lovers, sit down, enjoy a music performance, which is gospel, and enjoy a fashion show at the same time? But also, I think it's a movement where we are saying that fashion is spiritual. And gospel can be fashionable. So it's a lot. Like there's so many ways of seeing it. And I think for me, the biggest objective behind this was to fuse and have the two in one room. But also it's an empowerment thing because I invite other designers to showcase. I search for up and coming models who've unknown, unseen, give them a platform. Up and coming musicians we've never heard of to get a platform at Fashion Meets Gospel. So it's an empowerment thing. It's so much happens in that 3 hours of a show at Fashion Meets Gospel. So many lives are changed. but also people's lives are changed because you sit there, you're like, oh my God, I'm worshiping God, but I'm also enjoying a fashion show. Who would have thought? So it's just a beautiful concept.
I love the fact that you say, you know, it's somewhat of an empowerment and it's a beautiful concept, because I was a model at Fashion Meets Gospel once upon a time, years ago. And I kid you not, I think that experience was such a great experience for me. There was so much going on, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think even if I was just a spectator,
Yes.
I would have enjoyed the experience. What goes into putting together such an event of such a magnitude?
I think for me, and I mean, I'm planning one now. The first thing for me is like, what is the theme? What is the story I want to tell? What are the colors? How do I want the stage to look? What am I doing differently from the previous ones? Where is the venue? Are we doing indoor? Are we doing outdoor? Which designers are relevant? Which designers do I want to have? Which artists are relevant? And I have a whole 3 months of just listening to music.
Yeah.
Okay, if Dogozo Mbamba is released, you know, what can she sing? If Zaza is released, what am I listening to her? What are the music influences in gospel right now? So it has to be trendy. You know,
Yeah.
I can't just have a gospel artist because they're a gospel artist.
Yes. It
I
has to
can't
make
just
sense.
yes, I can't have a designer just because they're a designer.
Yeah.
Are they relevant? Are they showcasing? Are they in people's tongues? Do people know them? And if someone is unknown and I want to launch them, is their work worth it? So I look at all of that. But overall, what experience do I want the person attending to get?
Yes.
From the moment they park their car to the moment they walk in, from the red carpet, am I offering food? Are there snacks? Is there drinks? Are we serving alcohol? Are we not? Is it right to serve alcohol? Can we have alcohol? All of those things are things we think of. Am I having a pastor, like you said earlier?
Yes.
Are we opening in prayer, or are we
Yes.
just going straight into the show? A lot of things go into the process of it, but I want anybody coming to the show to have a journey where they're like, but people like that also. They like the idea of putting effort. They like the idea, especially women. You know, they like the idea of getting makeup done, their hair, planning their looks the night before, the shoes.
Yeah.
Young Funubangena, outfit Mihlangene. And men have changed, you know, men love fashion, you know.
Yes.
From the metrosexual men to the homosexual men, men just love fashion. So it's a nice experience for people to know Gucci, there's a dress code, there's a red carpet, there's gonna be photographers. They wanna make sure Gucci they look the part. But also, even though they'll be watching fashion, they also wanna look like the fashion.
Yes. So is there a team that you put together to also assist you with this? I'm asking because in case someone is watching right now that wants to, you know, ultimately host a fashion show and then grow to the magnitude that you have grown to, is there a team? How do you put together your team and all of that?
There has to be a team. There is no ways. And even now, like, I'm on different phone calls. I'm like, please find a venue. I don't think I like this one. So I already have someone saying, okay, I'll look for the venue. And I'm like, you must find sound. And then I'm calling someone, okay, please put together a choir. I just want to have 6 singers, 2 of each. And then somebody will be in charge of models. Then somebody's in charge of the designers. It's a whole production. I have, I think,
Need a photo studio? The Dream Stream Photo Studio includes a 2.7 meter PVC backdrop in black and white and is available for only 115 rands per hour. You can also rent a Canon R6 and lights. All rentals are for studio use only. Terms and conditions apply. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za.
Thank you, Ben, for coming out tonight. My name is Son of Augustine. Let's go.
Between 50 to 20 people working on the show. It's a whole production. There's no way. I mean, remember, I still have to work. During this whole process, I must still make a living. I must still do my normal stuff. It's not like Fashion Meets Gospel happens and I take a break. I mean, if I was that rich, I would take a break. I would take a leave. I'm like, guys, I'm not making stuff. I need 3 months to myself to plan this, but I can't. So everything happens in between, but it's nice to delegate and say, you are doing this, you doing the venue, you doing the food, you doing this. So there is a team.
Now let's talk about Lendani Styling, your luxury store. I was asking you, should I call it a luxury store or just a, you know, boutique? Tell us about that, because I feel like it was a long time coming. It's something where, you know, I feel like you should have had it a long time ago because you're so good at this.
Thank you.
When was that moment when you now decided to now open it? Now is the time to do it.
I think I've always had the plan, like you said, it's been a long plan from my side. But I think COVID happened. I think we need to be honest as a country and say COVID really affected us.
Yeah.
And as much as the people say, but COVID was 2 years ago, we needed the 2 years to recover.
Yes.
Financially,
Yes.
mentally, to be like, okay, fine, COVID is gone. How are we growing and how are we coming back, stepping on our feet again? And for me, it's the people who support me who've given birth to Lindani Styling and the whole luxury store, because the more people support you and they say, I want to wear your clothes not just to a wedding or to an event. I want to just wear your clothes every day. Where do I get your stuff? Can I have a shirt by Lindani Styling? Can I have pants by you? And I'm like, maybe I should go into retail. Maybe I should have ready-to-wear stuff over and above wedding gowns and matric dance dresses. So people have given birth to that, where somebody wants to come on a random Friday and just buy my stuff. So it's based in Rosebank. I'm calling it luxury store stroke private shopping, because it's not really in a mall where people can just come.
Yeah.
But you make an appointment to come, but it's open to everyone. If you say to me, what do you have, can I come? I'll be like, for sure, definitely come.
Yes.
And I want to get to a place where it becomes an experience where I'm like, can I offer you a drink? And what music must I play for you?
Yeah.
And have a speaker and give people a unique experience. And
Yes.
I like doing things differently. I don't want to do what everybody's doing. So, if having a shop and you can just come and buy is what people do, how can I upgrade into something better?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to offer something unique. It's private, it's in a building where you go up the lifts and you have to search for it. But if you make an appointment, you'll know where to go.
Yeah. What is your inspiration in design? I've noticed, because you do a lot of monochrome, you excel
Black
in
and
that.
white, baby, yes.
You excel in that department. But if I were to come to you right now and give you full leeway in, designing something for me and say, be creative as possible, what inspires you? What do you look at?
I hear you. I'm inspired by classic fashion, and I feel like people right now, and without people screaming at me and like, oh, this guy is so rude, people want to wear fashion, and I'm big on style.
Yeah.
And people want to walk into a store and just wear something because it's on the rail. And it doesn't mean what you're wearing on the rail will be in fashion 2 years from now.
Okay.
So what inspires me is longevity, long-term fashion, classic fashion, stuff that will last for 5 years.
So what services do you offer at your luxury store?
I think besides people coming to shop and just get stuff, off the rail, it's people being helped with styling. Someone saying to me, okay, I want to buy this top, but how do I style it? So styling is a very important thing. I'm very big on, don't just buy my garments and just wear it anyhow.
Yeah.
Don't just wear my outfit with just anything. Because if you post it and tag me, I want to be able to repost you. I think many designers and many shops are so big on buy and go. We just want the money. I'm not just there for the money. I
You're
want you to,
particular.
yes, but also I want you to look amazing, and
Yeah.
also I want to be proud of the way the outfit looks. And I think that's why I did not to be in retail for a long time, because I think retail just does that. You just walk into a store, you buy. They don't care
Yeah.
who you are, where you're wearing it and stuff. And also, I think I like knowing my clients personally, so I can say to you, okay, so and so has bought this outfit. Are you okay with also having it?
Yeah.
Also, because my clients they know each other. To say, so and so bought this. Are you comfortable with also having the same thing, or can I make this for you in a different print? So that for me is important. So I offer styling and just fashion advice to the clients, and also just it suiting your body is very important to me.
You mentioned your customers. You've dressed a lot of prominent figures, right? You've dressed your Lasizwes, your Lerato Khanyagos. I'm name dropping.
Everyone, yes.
Hey, your Tembi Sietes, the list is endless.
Yes.
How were you able to now build your market and get to a point where a lot of public figures are now trusting you and your brand to be able to execute the vision that they have in a fashion world?
I think once you dress more than 5 celebrities, any other celebrity will trust you based on that. It's such a weird concept that the reason you feel like sometimes one designer is dressing all the celebrities, or one designer dresses too many celebrities.
Yeah.
Celebrities also want to go to a designer that's just other celebrities, because they feel like, one, you understand them, and two, you can work under pressure. But three, they just want to work with somebody who knows what they're doing. And
Yeah.
I think it's always harder for somebody who's new in the industry to dress celebrities, because you must still prove yourself. I'm at a point where people know me. I'm a well-known brand, and my brand is global, and I'm a household brand. When you say Lindani Styling, people know who I am.
Yes.
And I'm at a point where people just know who Lindani is without even saying my surname or saying the styling part. And because of who I dress, you already know what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Lindani, there's something I recently found out. you're an ordained pastor.
Aibo,
I'm sorry, I almost fell off my chair.
Aibo, ordained. Okay, I don't know about the ordained part.
Also, you're not ordained.
Hey guys, the ordained, it's
Because
tricky.
but also, I don't even know why it shocked me, né?
Okay.
Because I think you've just been I've known you to be someone that is so strong in their faith. You know, you're not really shaken by
No,
things
I'm
that,
not.
yeah, you're not scared by things, small little things that happen around you. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
So I was very, very shocked. But also, how has God played a role in molding you and just guiding you through your journey?
My grandmother, so weird. My grandmother raised me to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And to be a pastor. So she always said to me, she used to buy me suits as a kid. I want you to be a pastor. God is going to use you one day. You must preach the gospel. So I think I grew up with the mindset that one day I'll be a pastor.
Yes.
And I think being a pastor, the pastor thing has always been at the back of my head. But a part of me also wanted to be human and just be young and be myself and make mistakes like other kids and drink and smoke and do everything else.
Yes.
But because of my strong Christian upbringing and growing up in church, I didn't do half of the things most kids have done. And I feel like in my 20s, when it was time for me to go to groove, to start drinking and partying and doing all of these things, I didn't do it because I felt like God is going to punish me. I felt like lightning will strike me. In fact, when I first drank alcohol, I was like, I'm going to hell. God is going to come and choke me in my sleep. Ati, you're going to hell because you drank alcohol, you know. And also for a long time, I believed drinking is a sin, smoking is a sin, sex is a sin, everything is a sin.
Yeah.
And I am grateful that I was raised Christian. I'm grateful that my grandmother forced me to go to church. I'm grateful in the way I was raised. But now I'm older. I now have the option to choose what works for me, what speaks to me. And know that having a glass of wine doesn't make you less of a Christian.
Yeah.
Having a glass of wine doesn't mean that you don't love God. It just means you love your wine. And the two can coexist, you know. But the role of God in my life, I have a personal walk with God. I mean, when we had COVID and we couldn't go to church, I think everybody who is a church goer, everybody who's Christian who couldn't go to church, that's when your walk with God was tested because now there's no church. What's going to happen to you? And I think most of us built a strong foundation with God through COVID. Now church is open. You have the choice to go or not to go. But because I learned to pray on my own, to pray in my car, to pray where I go, I'm chilled. I go to church now and again. I wouldn't say I'm as churchy as I used to be before COVID, but I respect church. I appreciate church. I love church, but I go less. Like on Sundays, I decide, am I feeling like church today? Am I feeling like home? Do I feel like resting? Do I feel like sleeping? But I'll play gospel music, that's for sure. The first thing I'm doing in the morning,
Worship,
there'll be a worship. Yeah, there'll be worship in the car. Ula Caesar said to me, "Yo, you know you love gospel. Everything about you is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus." You know, because I have a walk with God. I have a personal relationship with God that is not related to church. It's just me and God. The name I've built for myself, being a dad, and just being a black, young, successful businessman. My lows, I have many. I have many highs less than lows. But I would say my lows, when I look now, I don't know if I can call them lows, but my lows back then, when I was going through them, I think going through a divorce was my low. Oh my God, you're going through a divorce as a Christian. I think also my lows were just suffering depression because I suffered, I still do, but not as hectically. I went through depression where I was like, should I be on medication? Should I be admitted? Should I go to a hospital? But I go to therapy, you know. And we see depression as a very dark thing as people. And also Christians, they make you feel like having depression is like you have some demon in you. It's like it makes you a weaker Christian to have. How do you have depression? You're Christian. Yeah, you don't have enough faith. Why can't you pray it away? And I do have depression. There are days I wake up and I'm like, the world is on top of me. Don't talk to me, you know. So my lows would definitely be depression. I think, and also there's a long time, and I'll be very honest. You know, I think a lot of people can relate where I had a low self-esteem about myself. And I know it's shocking, right? A low self-esteem about my image. I felt like I was fat, you know, mkaba. I felt like I'm not handsome. So when somebody will approach me and say, "Hey, I like you," I'll be like, "What do you want from me? You know, are you here for any styling or are you here for me?" I never thought somebody would really be attracted to me genuinely. When somebody DMs me on Instagram or somebody sends me an inbox on Facebook, they say, I like your lips, I like your eyes, I like your smile. I'm like, Namanga, what do you want? Be honest. Because I had such a low self-esteem, I really thought people are there for the brand, or they're there for the money, they're there for the whatever they're there for. In my head, it made sense, but actually it's not true. And I didn't think I was attractive. I didn't think I was handsome. You know, I remember one day, Ula Sister said to me, Lindan, you're such a good-looking guy, hardworking. Why are you single? Oh, why are you And I said to him, no, I'll find someone. But in my head, I was like, will I really find someone? And if that person comes, will I really believe they're here for the right reasons? You know, so I think depression and having a low self-esteem are my lows. And it's a journey I never stop tackling, because my self-esteem is getting better, but I still have my days where I'm like, today I don't feel handsome. Should I cut my hair? Should I change my look? You know, what should I do? Because, you know, I think
I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise.
The Dream Stream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour. It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply, and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
Instagram, I mean, just social media. You know, has made you believe that, you know, for a guy must have a six-pack and a flat tummy and have muscles. Now that's sexy. A guy must have sex appeal. And I don't have sex appeal, but who said I don't have sex appeal? Maybe I do.
It's in your head.
Exactly. People call me a daddy, but oh, you're daddy. You've got that thing about you. You get to me now, really? Then I'm like, and also I attract skinny people. Skinny people are all for me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, daddy, man.
Yes.
Then I'm like, stop it. I like it. So yeah.
You overthink things, eh? I
True.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, but I hide my low self-esteem, or my insecurities rather, very well. Like when I'm with people, I'm professional. I look like I got it together. You know.
But I think that's also a confidence booster. You having to fake, not I won't say fake, but you having to act like you're a certain thing. You're confident. You're this, you're this and that. That means you're working towards.
No, I have to
building your confidence.
Because I mean, also, guys, I can't be a brand as big as me and I'm having a low self-esteem. It doesn't make sense. People put me up there, Lindani styling, and I am like, I don't think I'm handsome enough. Imagine being timid and shaky.
Exactly.
I'm
actually very shocked, but I thank you so much for sharing that, because there's some people that are watching right now, you know, that are just trying to build their confidence. They're walking through life trying to figure out, how am I gonna navigate life and build my confidence? So knowing that you're also someone that goes through such things, such insecurities, and maybe someone that looks up to you is saying, okay, this is something that I can work towards.
Yes, we are human, guys. You know, we are role models to a lot of people, but we have our flaws and we have our struggles, but we fight every day.
Yeah. What is that thing that you can tell someone that is watching right now who wants to become a designer, who wants to become a stylist? What is that thing that they can do to be able to lay a proper foundation in this particular role that they want to play?
I think many people think it's about the fame and the glitz and glam. People, you know, when people say they want to be a designer, when I speak to fashion students and people in matric want to do fashion, they think, you know, once you study fashion, you're going to be this overnight sensation, overnight famous designer. No, there's going to be hard work. There's going to be a lot of proving yourself, and sometimes you might not be popular, but you'll be great in whatever you are. And it doesn't mean that every designer is going to dress a celebrity. So don't think dressing celebrities is the epitome of your success. You know, you might be a designer and dress members of parliament, and that's your niche market. Or you might be a designer and have a clothing store and nobody gets to know you, but you know, your brand is doing well. So they mustn't do it for the fame and not for the money. The money will come, but don't go there, hey, I want to be rich and famous. No, honey. No, honey, calm down.
as we wrap it up right now, you've gotten a lot of backlash, right, from the Christian community in regards to your sexuality. And like we were speaking,
and I'm glad you went there.
yeah, you're someone that has loved, God. You've kept your faith, as I was saying. You're someone that has been so spiritually aligned and so firm. How was that for you to receive backlash from can I say society, but from people that you would think would pick you up and be there for you when you go through your divorce, when you go through challenges in life, how did that make you feel? And also, what is one thing that you would like to tell them, the Christians, in terms of judging people?
Oh my God, thank you for that question, because I think that's always a conversation I'm having with my friends, people close to me. I think let's start off by saying, when I went through my divorce, the first thing people said, yeah, we knew it. We knew that you were gay.
Yeah.
Why did you marry a woman? Blah, blah, blah. And then there's that group of people. So that's one group that's saying, why did you marry a woman? Because you're gay. Then there's group 2. God hates divorce. Why are you divorcing? You should make it work. Then there's another group that's like, you're going to hell because you're gay. All gays are going to hell.
Yeah.
That's types of people saying that to you. And that also contributed to my depression, by the way. And then how do I stand, hold the mic, preach the gospel, tell people about God if I'm gay and divorced? Who's going to listen to me? What sort of spiritual role model do I think I'm going to be, divorced and gay? So it's been a very dark place. It's been a very dark journey until I realized that, people are very quick to throw stones and act like they're perfect, but they've got their own flaws. And I don't believe that God is sitting in heaven judging us for the things we are judging. So God is not like, oh, because you're gay, I don't love you anymore. You're no longer my child. Because you're divorced, you're no longer my child. Because you smoke or drink, God is not like that. God is extremely opposite. God is love, and God loves everyone. And I think, to answer the other part of your question, I would like to say to all Christians, you are not perfect yourself. Sit down. You have your own sins. And there will be a day called Judgment Day where we will stand before God and will account for our lives. And I can tell you, you'll be shocked. The people who look holy, the people who look like they got their lives together, have bigger sins than us. It's just that sometimes, some people think our sins are louder, but we all have different things we are struggling with. And I don't want to call homosexuality a struggle or call anything else a struggle. I feel like we all have things that make us who we are.
Exactly.
I can't call homosexuality a struggle. I can't call drinking a struggle. If that's your lifestyle, it's your lifestyle. I believe people are born gay. I believe that being gay is just like being straight. It's not a choice. It's not I chose to be gay. It's who you are. It's not like people when they're born, you choose, okay, do you want to be straight? Do you want to be gay? No, it's either you're gay or straight. It's a God-given thing. And I think Christians need to know that they must stop bashing gay people and saying, yeah, you have the choice. You can just be a woman. You can just be a man. You don't have to be lesbian. No, don't say that, because it's not like we have a choice. And I think for me, what makes it more tricky is because people are like, then why did you go through the whole journey of being married? And why don't you just become gay from the age of 16? Why didn't you just date boys? Why did
Since you say you're born with it.
Exactly, yes. Why did you have to involve 2 human beings? Because now it's the person I was married to and my child. And I always say to people, that is my journey. I had to go through it that way, and I'm happy I went through it that way. And I would not undo anything. I'm happy I went through that. I learned a lot in my marriage. I learned a lot through my divorce. I've learned a lot as a dad, and I'm proud of it. Those are my scars, and I love it.
Yeah. And at this present moment, are you happy?
I'm very happy.
Good.
Because I think I'm at a point now where I don't care about people.
Yeah.
There's a long time where I cared about people. I wanted to please my pastors in my church and be spiritually correct, be spiritually aligned, and be the perfect Christian and do things this way. And I'm like, actually, no, I want to do me. I want to be true to myself. And if being true to myself is being gay, is loving men, is having a boyfriend, then I'm doing me. If being true to myself is having a glass of champagne, I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
And I'm happy because I'm doing me. I really don't care about people. I'm sorry, Shem, askisi guys, but I'm doing me, hey?
Yeah.
And hey, if I wake up this morning and I feel like I want to have a glass of champagne, I'll have my glass of champagne. If I wake up today and I feel like today I really want to kiss a boy, I'm going to kiss a boy.
Yeah.
Whether you think I'm going to hell, that's that's your indaba, don't involve me.
Moral of the story, you don't need validation
I
from anyone.
because I walk with God, I talk to God, and God knows how I feel. And also the Bible says you sin by what you think. So you sin before you do it. So if you think of it and you don't do it, you've done it already. You might as well. A lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm a virgin, I'm keeping myself for marriage," but they're thinking about sex. Many people will be like, oh no, I'm waiting for the right person, but they are waiting for somebody to be divorced so they can have that man. So we sin a lot with our mind, and that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah. Lindani, thank you so much for joining me. Before I wrap it up again, your designs, you said your designs or the way you style people is for queer people.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that. Quickly tell us a bit about that.
I think when I embraced being queer, when I loudly and proudly became gay and accepted it, and to say became gay sounds very controversial, but when I accepted, okay, this is me, I'm gay, like, it's gonna change. I won't wake up and have a girlfriend tomorrow. I'm into boys, I love my boys are delicious, they say. You know, I then attracted the gay market, and it's been working well for me. When I say gay market, it's lesbians, transgenders, everybody in the queer community. That's my market. I mean, I dress straight people. I don't prefer gay over straight. It's not that for me. It's like, if you're a customer, you're a customer. I respect everyone, but my client is mostly queer people, and it's doing well for me because gay people want to be dressed by another gay person who understands them.
Thank you so much for joining me, Lindani.
Thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate your time, and invite us to Fashion Meets Gospel.
Definitely.
To you, our viewers, thank you so much for watching. From me, Kgoroeadira and Lindani, we appreciate you. We love you. Until next time.